My husband disappeared after our wedding night. 2 years later, a mysterious package arrived in. The morning after my wedding should have been the happiest day of my life. Instead, it became the beginning of a nightmare I could never have imagined. I woke up in the hotel suite we had booked for our honeymoon, my heart still fluttering with the memory of walking down the aisle, of his hand squeezing mine during our first dance, of the vows whispered with trembling voices. But when I turned to the other side of the bed, the sheets were cold. My husband was gone. At first, I thought maybe he had gone to surprise me with breakfast. I called out his name, expecting to hear his laugh or see him walk back in carrying coffee. But there was only silence. His phone, wallet, and even his suitcase were missing. Panic clawed its way into my chest as hours passed with no sign of him. Calls went unanswered, messages left unseen. By the time evening fell, I was standing in the police station, filing a missing person report for the man I had married less than 24 hours ago. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. Every lead the police chased ended in nothingness. His friends were clueless, his family as devastated as I was. Rumors spread. Some said he had cold feet, others whispered he had another life, another woman, or even debts he was running from. But I knew the man I married. His eyes had been too sincere, his love too genuine. Something was wrong, something deeper than anyone could see. 2 years passed, and I learned to live with the silence. My heart carried a scar that refused to heal, but I kept going. I worked, I smiled when I had to, but inside I was stuck in that wedding night, replaying every moment, every word, every look, searching for a clue. Then one ordinary afternoon, the doorbell rang. On my doorstep sat a small package wrapped in worn brown paper and tied with rough twine. There was no return address, no sender's name, just my name, written in handwriting I knew better than my own. My husband's. My hands trembled as I untied the string. Inside, I found a letter and a small velvet pouch. The letter began with words that made my vision blur. "My love, if you are reading this, then I am gone." I sank into a chair, my entire body weak as I clutched the pages. He explained that on our wedding night, he had been forced to leave because of something he had been hiding to protect me. Years ago, before we met, he had uncovered dangerous secrets about people who would stop at nothing to silence him. He thought marrying me would give him courage to fight back, but the night after our vows, those people came for him. He left not because he didn't love me, but because loving me meant they would use me against him. He had been living in the shadows, keeping watch from a distance, making sure I was safe. The velvet pouch contained a locket with our wedding photo inside and a tiny flash drive. On the drive were documents, proof of everything he had uncovered, evidence that could finally end the threats against him. His last words on the letter broke me completely. "If I do not make it back, promise me you will live fully. Promise me my disappearance will not steal your life too. I love you, yesterday, today, and until my last breath." For days, I couldn't move. I read the letter over and over, my tears staining the paper. I took the drive to the authorities, and soon investigations began. Everything he had said was true. Hidden corruption, crimes buried under years of lies. My husband had been a silent soldier in a battle I never knew existed. And though he wasn't there to see it, his evidence brought justice. The people who had destroyed our marriage, our future, were finally exposed. But even then, the ache of not knowing what had become of him gnawed at me. Was he alive, watching from afar? Or had he already become a ghost the night he left? I may never know. What I do know is that he gave me a gift greater than his return. He gave me the truth, and he gave me the freedom to keep living. 2 years of silence ended with a package that taught me something no vow, no ceremony, no promise ever could. Love is not always about staying. Sometimes, it's about sacrificing everything to protect the one you hold dearest. My husband's love story ended in shadows, but mine continues in light. And so, every time I clasp that locket around my neck, I whisper a silent vow back to him. I promise. I will live fully.